Back in 2017, I streamed on my Xbox One, and can I say how much of a blast that was? I learned about stream etiquette, I learned how to network, and I learned how to make my private life private. Throughout high school, I was streaming on and off. I would always stream after work if I wanted to, or even after school when I didn't have to work. And like I said, it was a blast. But towards the end of my high school years, I ended up moving across the country with somebody that I don't think we were prepared to what was going to happen. When I moved across the country, I was 19 years old, and like I said, we were not prepared, and I was not prepared for this depression that was coming along with it. I didn't realize how leaving my family was going to affect me, and can I say it was hard. It was a heavy, heavy burden to have. When I was going through this depression, I all I wanted to do was just sleep. I didn't want to work. Even when I could work, I just wanted to leave. I didn't have motivation to do anything. I just, like I said, just wanted to be in bed. There would be times where I enjoyed streaming because I was streaming on and off at this point when I was living here. I was trying to figure myself out while I was battling this constant battle of you're not good enough. Why are you even doing this? You shouldn't even be doing this. You shouldn't even be here. Like, what is your purpose? And by some miracle, I ended up actually moving back home to my home state. I drove back across the country by myself, and what a trip that was, but also another mental thing that nobody talks about or prepares you for. So when I moved back home, I was instantly kicked out. I still had to live by myself. I had to learn how to be an adult, but I didn't tell my family what was happening. I didn't let them know that I was dealing with this battle and had a lot of trauma from living in this place that I just didn't open up about my issues. And that led me back into into this depression, this cycle of sleeping all day, not being able to eat, take proper hygiene, how to like take care of yourself. And I realized how bad it got when I didn't want to take care of my kitties. And for those of you who know, I love my cats. They are my pride and joy. They're literally my children. They're my fur babies. I don't know what I would do without them. So when I realized I didn't want to do things without them, like I didn't want to take care of them, I knew something was wrong. And at this time, I was getting comfortable with streaming by myself. I was trying to figure myself out, figure out where I was style-wise, personality-wise, and if you look back at my old clips, you could definitely see me experimenting with that. Not saying those are bad times, but when off-stream happened, it was pretty bad. So after me streaming by myself and like living by myself, by some miracle, I got out again, and I ended up moving with a roommate of mine that, again, we weren't prepared for what was going to happen. I thought my depression would go away because, hey, I'm doing a lot better, right? Like, I'm able to work and still somehow take care of myself at this time. And then, boom, depression hits again. I'm in the cycle of wanting to sleep all day, not going to work. Just, this cycle just seemed to happen almost every single day. When I was in this depression, I started to get a heavy addiction to VR chat. When I was living by myself, I was already dipping into it, but it wasn't taking over my life. I wasn't on it every single day or night or any of that. But when I moved again with this roommate, holy shit, that addiction was in full bloom. All I wanted to do actually was be on VR chat because I enjoyed the social aspect. I loved the attention I was getting because it was feeding onto this horrible trauma that I had. And I realize now that was just not me. It was the trauma and the survival that I knew how to live. And one day my sister ends up calling me and says, like, hey, what's up? She's just doing a check-in. She's making sure that I'm okay. Just like I said, just doing a regular check-in. We get off the call, and then I get another call from a family member, and they say, pack your shit, you're coming home. And can I say that was actually the biggest blessing of my life? I would have nights where I would just cry to myself, and I would contemplate literally every life choice that I've ever made. And I question is, am I even meant to be here? Like how do I get out of this? And I finally asked for help, and I finally got my help. I was streaming on and off at this point. Like, I would stream, I think, once in a blue moon. I remember checking my Twitch from time to time, and it would say, last live, blah 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 weeks ago, or like 3 months ago. And I was just like, I think it's time to stop. I knew it was time to just take a big old break from online and focus on me. I knew I was finally able to escape this cycle of depression that I was battling for years. Battling this issue of unhealthy habits and trauma that just wasn't good. So how does this result around streaming? All of it, actually. Like I said, I grew up online. I learned a lot of these traits and put it into my personal life, and it really fucked me up. It fucked me up to following these stereotypes online and becoming a person that I wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't me. I officially know what's real life and what's online. That sounds like a crazy ass statement to say out loud, but when you think about it, growing up online in this generations that we're going into, it's going to happen. There's going to be a lot more cases of people growing up online and having these issues. So I asked the question to myself, was streaming all that bad? Yes and no. Yes, going through it and dealing with all these things that weren't good for me, I'm happy that I got to experience them. That's where the no part comes in. Like, holy shit, I had so many good memories. I have 2 best friends that I talk to today still. They are my everything. I love them to death. And can I say I do want to come back to streaming? I want to come back to, man, I had a long day at work, but I get to stream for like maybe an hour or 2 before I go to bed. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. When I start streaming again, I can't wait to set those boundaries. I can't wait to have an environment that is comfortable for me and comfortable for those who are in my chat. I don't plan on being anything big, but I just want to do what I love doing. I want to keep my dream alive. I won't forget what I've been through, and can I say I'm very proud of myself for making it through, because some people want to have made it through. Like I said, there has been some heavy moments in my life where I know a normal person would not be able to live through it. So if you're dealing with something, if you're dealing with heavy depression or anxiety, or just something just doesn't feel right, I swear, talk about it to somebody. It can be one of your close friends, it could be your parents, it could be literally anybody. I kind of wish I reached out to my family when I was going through my hardship, but then, like I said before, I'm happy what I went through. At the time it was awful, but the outcome of who I'm becoming, it's beautiful. But also, if you can get the help, get the help. Don't be scared. Right now, my priority is obviously focusing on me and working on my mental health still. And the second part is I want to make content. I have a lot of ideas that I want to do for videos. One of them is definitely talk about whatever the fuck I experienced on VR chat. Explain how different that has become. I want to talk about, like, my cats. I want to talk about my personal life. I want to talk about a lot more experiences that I've been through. And just, I have so many thoughts and ideas that are in the brain. They're brewing, but it just comes with time. And while I'll be working on those, I'll be uploading funny moments or just music clips. If you have been a part of my channel for a little bit, you know that I just post videos, like highlights of me hitting some sick nasty shots on Valorant, like with some of my favorite songs in the background. My new passion is definitely working on those funny moments with my wives, my besties, like, because I find them so enjoyable and we are hilarious. And given time, I obviously am working on trying to stream again. I want to just build my platform. I want to figure out what I want to do and continue to be me and then take that step forward in streaming. It could take another year, it could take another, I don't know, 2 years. It could take me finally upgrading my PC that I have had since 2017 and better internet. Just, I'm working on it and I can't wait to see the outcome because I'm ready to stream again. I'm ready to live my dream. And I also have that on my arm. I got it tattooed when I was 18. It's just, I'm trying to live my dream. And I just can't wait. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen or watch whatever the fuck I'm been rambling on about. Like I said, I'll be coming back to streaming someday in the future. Just give me some time, and I'll be happy to experience that with you guys. So thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day.